Barrel rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, it's Tuesday the 10th of November 2020 and this is the Forex Super Model daily market briefing. There's a little correction from yesterday. If you watched it, I missed off the 1 here, 301. If I've been following my own advice, which is always difficult, I would have done a check and seen that, remember that the negative side of the equation is always the same as the positive. So in the originally I put 30. So 30 plus 343 doesn't equal 571 and plus 73. So basically it was just, I left the 1 off. So there we are. That's corrected it for you, for those of you who were awake yesterday. Now I'll just get rid of this and we'll get into today's briefing. Right. So yesterday, which was Monday, we had yen being the unopposed negative driver. So the yen was very weak. Euro, dollar, pound. So here we go, let's just write these figures in. Plus 333 for the pound, plus 278 for the dollar, plus 16 for the euro, and minus 627 for the yen. Now remember, taking my own advice then, 16 plus 278 plus 333 equals 627. So we know plus or minus 627. These are the flows for Monday, which was yesterday. Now these are large flows. They're not the biggest you can get, but 627 on a complex is quite large, and you can see that the yen was the negative unopposed driver. So that's, the euro was the rock, the dollar was the mover, excuse me, and the pound was the secondary driver, the positive secondary driver. Now, I was expecting flows into the pound, which we got, and we're also having a look at the idea of potentially some yen weakness. I know I didn't totally, I sat on the fence on that a little bit, and if you remember I showed you, where are we, the monthly, these are the monthly flows, and we for July, August, September and October. We're only a week and a half into November, so it's quite relevant. And you can see that the green line, which is the yen, so this is the yen complex, was basically up to the point of the opposed positive driver on a monthly basis. So it was quite probable that we saw yen weakness if we got a full risk on scenario, which we did. We'll talk about that in a minute. Right, so that's what happened yesterday. In terms of flows, the next lot of flows we've got from yesterday open, Monday open, to where we were today, and the time is, well, it's 0550, 10 to 6 GMT. The Asian session is closed, European session is just getting going, and lunchtime will be the US North American session. So here we are. These are the next set of flows. We've got yen again, euro, dollar, pound. These are the same as above, but the values have changed. So it's minus 523 for the yen, plus 11 for the euro, plus 188 for the dollar, and plus 324 for the pound. So we can see yet again that the yen is the unopposed negative driver, the euro is the positive rock, the dollar is the positive mover, and the pound is the positive secondary driver. Now those flows are from Monday, beginning of the week, the 9th, to about half an hour ago. So it gives us an idea, these are like intra-week flows, gives us an idea of how things are progressing during the week. Obviously by the time you get to Thursday, you're getting a much better idea. We're only on early Tuesday morning here, so you can see that the yen yesterday was the unopposed negative driver at 627, and now we've come back a bit, which is interesting. So the yen's strengthened up slightly, and the euro is nothing to write home about, it's more or less where it was, but the dollar has weakened again. So the dollar has weakened and the pound is hanging in there. So that's good for us because we're 20% long the pound. The pound's hanging in as a secondary driver. Right, and if you look finally at the flows from, where are we? The beginning of the day until now, so literally we're looking at Tuesday's flows, which are obviously quite short at the moment, but this is what we're looking at. So it's dollar, pound, euro, and we've got an interesting situation here which I'll explain in a minute, and the yen. So let's write the values. Dollar was minus 78, pound was minus 16, euro was 0, and the yen was plus 94. So far today, Tuesday the 10th, these are the flows from the open. So the yen is acting as the positive driver because this is bigger than this. We've got a slightly odd situation because the euro is on the cusp. It's 0, but it could, if I'd taken the reading like 10 seconds later, it could have been in that camp or that camp. So that gives you an idea. So the yen is driving positively at the moment. We'll call this the rock. That's a neutral rock in this case, and the mover is negative and the secondary driver is negative. So, as I said, yesterday we had everybody piling out the yen. Now, this arguably was off the basis of the vaccine news, positive vaccine news, which really ramped up equities, if I could say it. And the equities, normally when you get a risk on transmission, the yen weakens, and because of the positioning of the yen on the monthly basis, remember I just showed you that dodgy chart with the green line quite high over it. That's the monthly chart, so it carries a fair bit of weight. Then there was plenty of downside in the yen, and we got a fair bit of downside in the yen yesterday. Now, as a continuation from Monday morning to where we are now, which is the middle line, we've got a slight retracement of those flows. So the yen's come back a bit so the yen's strengthened, as I said, and basically the dollar has weakened, and the pound and the euro are being stubborn and hanging where they want to, where they were. Now, just to finish off again, flows so far today, based on Tuesday's opening, which is today, we can see that the yen is still strong, but and these positive flows are mainly coming out of the dollar. The pound and the euro are basically saying we're happy where we are. So you've got this slight retracement on this scenario which we had on Monday. Where do we go from here? That's the important thing. So now what normally happens when you get an unopposed negative driver is it can be one of two things. It can be a floor in the yen in this case, in which case the yen's going to start rising again, and we have actually seen a little bit of yen strength. However, hold your horses there, or it can be the build-up of positions for a major move, in this case down in the yen. Now, that's all very well and good, but you have to decide what it is. Now, given the situation from the monthly flows, the yen has been pushed up over a series of last 3 or 4 months, and therefore it is not particularly reasonable to say that that's a floor in the yen. It's likely to be the start of a longer term down move in the yen, which is important for us to know, because if funds are being sucked out the yen complex, so the yen is likely to weaken, then we're going to get a situation where they're going to have to go in somewhere. Now, we know we're expecting them to go into the pound, the GBP, predominantly. So the yen may well drive negatively, but we're expecting significant opposing flows to go into the GBP. That's why we're hanging in there 20% long on 38 trades, 19 of which were short, with a 20% bias towards the long side. Now, as I said, later today I'm going to make a video which the senior trader will be doing to explain how we trade the models and how you can trade the models using small, medium or large size accounts, so that you can run through the markets without getting your butt kicked basically, and come out the other side and sleep soundly without major stress. That's the theory. So that's where we're at the moment. I'll give you an update shortly on where we are on our modelling. I'll just have to check the figures in a second, so give me two seconds. Sorry about that, I had to nip off. Well, basically we are currently, as I speak, about 1,570 points to the good on our trades. So that's reasonable, and obviously it's come back a little bit from the peak. I say the peak for us was around the 1,800 mark. But that's to give you an idea of where we're trading. Now, what's going to happen today? We've got some data prints, we've got GBP claimants and unemployment. I told you the furlough scheme is going to basically skew these results. I wouldn't read too much into the claimant and the unemployment data. Because basically people are being buffered out by government assistance. So we've got a couple of meetings, and there's a zoo survey as well. But the predominant focus of the market is going to be, as I said, whether we get a continuation of risk on flows via the equity markets. So and obviously if we get Brexit news, that will change things, but that doesn't sound likely at the moment. You never know with that lot. So we're in a situation where we've got a little bit of retracement, but this is basically what we're expecting to happen. We're expecting further yen weakness, and this sort of scenario where the pound sucks in the opposing positive flows, the euro dirges a little bit, and likewise with the dollar. That's a reasonable assessment for us where we are. We're going to stick with 20% long. If I was looking at who's going to be the biggest mover, well, I would suggest, if you remember yesterday, if you were looking at the markets, the New Zealand dollar was really kicking the pound's butt actually at one point. It's and that's off the back of two things really. One was the fact that we had this risk on surge, and normally the market players historically have said risk on, stock market up, great for commodity currencies like the AUD and the NZD, the New Zealand dollar. And the New Zealand dollar had the second benefit, or if you like to call it that, of the fact that it's got its rates announcement tomorrow morning, and so there was a double, so it got both barrels basically, and it gave it to the pound. We had some finite issues on the New Zealand pound trades, but we're over that now. So, but as I say, we're not going to worry about talking about the actual trading process in this video. So, if I was looking at who's gonna shift today, well, obviously, as I said, it's likely to be a continuation of the yen. So, we believe that the euro is going to be buffered to a certain extent. So you're looking at dollar yen and pound yen likely to be in play. So with the yen weakening, so it's going to be long yen, long dollar, dollar yen, and long pound yen. But like I say, don't just say great, pile in. You really need to watch the volatility, and it depends how much the market players are going to mess about with you. They don't want you to be in a nice position, quite clearly. They want you to get burnt on stops, because you are now, they have planted the seeds of this retracement. So they want people to think that these yen flows, which have reversed slightly, are going to continue. So they want people to be long the yen, and we believe that is the exact wrong position to be. We believe you want to be short the yen, as these flows will continue. Now, that's about it. I hope that was useful. I'll basically get on with this video. Well, the senior trader will, and don't forget we're going to do a weekly review, which will come out Sunday, and the weekly review basically will be looking at how the models, the variance of the models compared to what I said and what happened in the market. So you'll be able to see how clever or not we are from that. So anyway, good luck to your trading today, and all the best, and see you tomorrow.